And we welcome all of you into our studios. Game 3 tonight, live from Nashville. Nashville, they have one of the greatest crowds in the National Hockey League. But it's a red-hot Pittsburgh Penguins team who have won 3 in a row. But the Predators have only lost 1 game at home all postseason. It's Game 3 tonight on NBCSN. Welcome to the SN Sports presentation of the Stanley Cup pregame. Welcome into our studio. Jay Watt alongside. Jay Carr will join us in just a moment. And we welcome you into our SN Sports Stanley Cup pregame show. So a lot of you guys are wondering, how did those first 2 games go to the Penguins? Well, in the first game, Nashville got their initial goal waved off, and that created a lot of momentum for the Penguins. They would go up 3-0 before the first period would end. Nashville would eventually tie at 3, and then Pittsburgh would have Jake Gensel score the eventual game winner late in the third period. But most recently in Game 2, just all the way back on Wednesday, they had like a 3-day break to get to this game. Unheard of in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So Nashville, I believe, went up 1-0, didn't they? I have no clue at all, because I blacked out. And that's why there's the online. Oh yeah, that game. So I think the Predators did go up 1-0, and there's a lot of doubt in the Penguins. But the Penguins showed up to play. Late in the game, they put a lot of shots on net, and it eventually led to the pulling of Pecorino. And Pecorino, that's 2 bad games in a row. Penguins were 5-1, but then they waved off that 5-1 goal. But they did win the game. It's 2-0 Pittsburgh. That's all that we need to know now. It's 2-0 Pittsburgh in this series. There's nothing about the first 2 games that Nashville needs to remember, except that they're down in the series. It could have been 50-0 in each of those games, and they'd still only be down 2-0 in the series. But you gotta win tonight. That's the first thing on your mind. That's in the back of your mind. You don't ever want to remember games that you lose, especially when you've lost 2 in a row. You're in the big stage. Nashville going to host their first ever Cup final game tonight on NBCSN at 7. And the Penguins taking the first 2 games in the series. Both of those in Pittsburgh, though. We'll see what happens. Now, what adjustments can the Predators make heading into Game 3? They obviously need to play better defensively. They need to block more shots, because Pecorino should not have... So those breakaways in the third period, it was 1-1 heading into the third period in Game 2. And then Gensel scores 10 seconds in. So Jake Gensel, 3 goals in the series. He scored the first two, and eventually he has both game-winning goals for the Penguins. But the Penguins, the Predators should not have given up that chance. How do you give up a break? Like, it was essentially like a broken breakaway for the Penguins. But how? How do you give up a scoring chance 10 seconds into the period? Where's your forecheck? What happened to your team? Did you have like two people out there? Like, how do you give up a goal 10 seconds into a period? And the Stanley Cup final. But, well, Pecorino made that first save. But nobody was there to stop Jake Gensel. Nobody. So the Penguins, they've got to. The Penguins do have some adjustments to make. They looked the best of the whole series in one period. They looked very good in the third period of game two.
Dad brought this for me.
Stop stepping on stuff, kid. So, buddy, how do the Predators need to play better?
Intimate champion.
Buddy, what did the Predators do wrong in the first two games?
They did push a yellow goalie, and then they have gone to a bad place.
Oh, so you're saying that they've committed too many penalties?
Yes.
Well, discipline is a big thing. If you're getting to the penalty box, there's no excuse. For slashing, the refs did miss a lot of calls in that game. And if the refs would have called everything that Nashville did in that game, buddy, you didn't pick your game yet. You gotta stay in here. You can get on the bed and wait. But Nashville, they were dirty in that game too. I think the refs are going to be ready to call a lot more in game 3 after game 2. It's something that, well, if you're going to be brutal to one team and they're not going to be brutal back, you should be punished. Okay. But now we've got game 3 coming up. Let's see. So yeah, Nashville needs some discipline. They also need to play a lot better defense. And the offense has got to look like they did in the second and early third period of game 1. That's their offense and defense were not on par. If you lose 4-1, it's got to be both ways that are really hurting you. And we got an update on our good friend Balls Jr. 23. So let's see. So he is currently, I've been told he's in Marion today. So he's not going to be here. He did tell me he was picking the Nashville Predators. And very fair enough. The Predators only one home loss in the postseason. It's a very good selection. So that leads us to our picks of the day, presented by Waz Jr. 23. And let's bring up the picks of the day. The picks of the day. The picks of the day, presented by Was Junior 23, are brought to you by Was Junior 23. And we are at the picks of the day. The Penguins and the Predators here in game number 3. Pittsburgh leading the series 2-0. And we're back. We're now in Nashville for game 3, which could change a lot of things. But buddy, you get to go first. Are you going with the Predators or the Penguins?
Penguins.
Why are you going with the Penguins, buddy?
Because I like the Penguins.
What? Because why, buddy? Why are the Penguins going to win?
Are the Predators or
Buddy, you're okay to go now. Well, I can't disagree. The Predators did not look as in the first 2 games. So our guest J Car here, using it here for game 1. He picked the Penguins. He is 1 for 1 in this. Wrong 2 for 2, so can't say it's better. It's not quite better. Well, the Penguins very good in this series. I've got to go with the Predators. Just too strong. Their crowd is going to be too good in this game. The crowd's going to be a huge factor. It's unexplainable. The crowd is going to be there. The Penguins are going to feel it, and well, the Predators, very good team at home. I think they will make this series 2-1. There's still a lot of doubt in them winning this series. I mean, a lot of people. But maybe they can at least make the series a little more competitive. And yes, our picks are the Nashville Predators here in game number 3. So now we're going to get you guys to our upcoming schedule on S*N. And we're having more technical difficulties, so just hang with us. And coming up, our schedule. Tomorrow, an all new SN Garden Warfare 2 Sunday Showcase, 10 a.m. tomorrow. And then we're back here on Monday at 9:30. Tuesday, an all new Wasting Food Rant. We'll be on Waz tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. For J Car and the rest of our crew, it's J Rod saying so long from our S*N studios. See you for game number 4.